So I uploaded this short. Now let me say this at the start. I deleted this short because I didn't want them to abuse copyright and try to take down my video. I didn't want to deal with that. A lot of people think I took it down because like, he's trying to run and hide. No. Y'all not gonna abuse copyright and lock me up for, 90 days, 3 months. Let's hear what I said. Somehow the animains are convinced that their characters, one, is not broken, but then two, they're convinced that they're like really good at the game. Get 'em, girl. Slay. Like, look at this. Animes really will pop off after this. Like they just played the hardest Tekken ever. Bro, clip this and put it on Twitter. And then the anime will pop off. Like, yes, get 'em, girl. Like, bro, what? So this video got me in trouble for a couple of reasons. First off, people were upset that I was attacking Anna, which that's kind of ridiculous. I think everyone knows Anna is like the strongest character in the game. Top 3. I mean, me and Arslan has been arguing about the top 3, Anna, Nina, and Brian Ferry for like 2 months. So that part, I think it's a non-factor. But another thing that people were upset about is me saying, get 'em, girl, slay. And I understand a lot of people don't watch my streams or my content, so they may not know these things. But for me, all of these, internet terms I make fun of, from glaze to gyat to skibbity riz. I make fun of all of these equally. A lot of people were saying, that's homophobic or that's misogynistic. Like, I get it. Like, if this is your first time or like a rare time where you see Moonsault and you see him saying, look, him, like it's not me. You see him saying all these things. Like, I get how it can look, but I think a lot of people understands my content and knows that's not what I'm doing here. I be the biggest supporter of women and gay people. You know how many stories I've told of like how awesome gay people are? On Twitter, they have a reputation of being mean and toxic, but in real life, the gay people that I've known and came across in real life, funniest, nicest people on the planet. Oh, you know what a lot of people were saying about this is that this video was personal. It was a personal attack. And I didn't understand why people were saying this was a personal attack. But I still don't understand it, but I know why people say it's a personal attack. So in that clip, when I say, bro, clip this and put it on Twitter, I guess that was going too far. Now, I don't know exactly why it's going too far, but Zumio, I like Zumio. You guys know I like Zumio. I said, bro, clip this and put it on Twitter. After speaking about animains thinking they're really good at the game, plus she's not broken, does come across as a personal attack. But fair enough. I don't want it to seem like a super personal attack. I'm just trolling about the character. I'm trolling about internet culture, Twitterate, and all of that stuff. I'm not trying to make it personal or really hurt anyone's feelings.
Epic Woo Excaliburumbra has donated $1.99 and says Anna 50/50th Terminator Red Eyes.
This is what I don't like. I don't like how people are like, oh, you're attacking this one player or this community. No, I'm not. I talk trash about everything and everyone equally. I talk trash about Nee, about Arslan, about the Moonsault Slayer. Because there was a lot of people who's like, oh, but you play Yoshi. And it's like, yeah, I play Yoshi. I hate that guy. I know that a lot of people can't stop Yoshimitsu, and that's why I kind of got tired of playing in season 1, is because he was so powerful, the wins were so free. I got to Tekken God Supreme with no effort. When I wanted to rank up, I turned on the game and I ranked up. There was nothing no one could do to stop that, and that's terrible. But some people were taking this so seriously and writing think pieces over something Moon does all the time. The you play Yoshi argument aren't really valid, considering he has spoken about Yoshi in more severe ways than this. This person says, oh my god, I can hear the deep-rooted misogyny and homophobia in his voice. LOL, men hate to see women being better than them on X. They will use any excuse to tear women down, but y'all will never win. Calling me a misogynist because I made fun of Anna is what I expect out of Twitter users. The women in my life I treat with respect, and at any moment in time, I would be willing to die for them. See, this is where it starts again. You're calling me a Twitter user just because I'm a woman. If you do that, why behave this way towards them online? Excuses. Someone responds, "This is not me. This is just someone else." He calls you a Twitter user because you immediately associate any type of criticism towards a woman character with misogyny, not because you are a woman instead of a guy. A lot of people took issue with me saying, "Get 'em, girl," and "slay." Some people were saying that that's homophobic. Some saying that is misogynistic. And it's interesting because what I really was making fun of is animanes. I see animanes use that all the time. And I don't know if the animanes are women, whatever, gay, straight. I don't know what they are. I'm not in everyone's business about what they do and their whatever, right? But I do see animanes post terrible clips online and then it's followed up with a slay. And everyone's in the comment section talking about clock it and get them. So that's what I was making fun of. The fact that they're accusing me of being homophobic and misogynistic proves my point. This is the person who actually made the clip. You know what I thought was so interesting about this? This person unblocked me, tagged me, said their thing, and then reblocked me so I couldn't respond directly. They tagged me and say, "Girl, you literally play Yoshimitsu, can't even pronounce Tekken characters' names properly, and not that, but your career thrives on stealing people's content and making it look like your work, and post every drama that exists in the book. Pick a struggle, boo." First off, the "you play Yoshimitsu," I'm aware of how terrible Yoshimitsu is. Back in the day, a situation like this would have made me really angry, and it would have really made me really confused, like, oh, why am I being attacked and why am I this, but not anymore. Like, this didn't bother me at all. While this situation was going on, I was watching Happy Gilmore. On the topic of can't even pronounce characters' names properly, this is something that I did like 2 years ago, where I used to sometimes intentionally mispronounce characters' names wrong. I used to say Aquafina instead of Azucena. I used to say Sanchez instead of Victor. People who think that I was really mispronouncing Victor and confusing it with Sanchez, bro, you guys, like, your brain is fried. Yes, I do confuse names often. Like, sometimes I say Harada when I means to say Heihachi, or like if Harada makes a tweet about Heihachi, expect some Heihachi Harada confusion somewhere in there. And it's just a part of my brain that do mix things up. Like that one video when I said 37 is when I meant to say 73. I do that from time to time. But there was this one moment that a lot of these people fixate on where I used to do it for fun. I played into the absurdity, right? Because I was thinking like, okay, all the comments is talking about how Moonsault Slayers mixes this name up, does this, does that. So I was like, okay, let me play into that. We're going to call Sanchez Victor. And I did that for a little bit, and a lot of people had really fun with that. A lot of people thought it was a really good joke. But this is why I stopped. Because you have people like this, they either don't want to understand the joke or they just reject the joke and they just use it as a weapon against me. And that's why I try to correct that mispronunciation, because people just don't have fun. But the next one, thrives on stealing people's content. So for those of you who don't know, I almost lost my channel once, a year and a half ago. When I first started to upload shorts, I basically would just upload popular clips that I seen on Twitter or Reddit, right? And I was just thinking, because you really don't make money from shorts. You don't really get subscribers or anything from shorts. Yes, they get a lot of views, but they don't really gain any. So I didn't really see it as stealing because I wasn't gaining. The same way you would retweet a funny meme, that's kind of the way I envisioned it. Now, that is not what I was doing. Just because I think I'm retweeting by re-uploading, it's not that. It's actually stealing. Once people made that a point, I was like, okay, my bad. I'm not doing that anymore. And I haven't done that since. Anytime I, react to something on Twitter or Reddit, it's a reaction, and that's protected under copyright, because everyone makes mistakes. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm perfect. I'm not going to sit here and act like I never did anything wrong. Yeah, I make mistakes all the time, bro. The best thing you could do is own up to it and learn from it. And every single time I've tried. I'm not saying I did, but I'm saying that I tried. 3 things this person said is not relevant to what the Moonsault Slayer is doing today. And then now you could talk about making a post about every drama that exists in the book. We said this before, but a lot of people on Twitter reacts to drama. They make their little tweets. They, like, for the Arsenal and Knee situation, every content creator, every streamer made a tweet and they got their likes, they got their this, they got their that. But since I'm doing it on YouTube, it's considered ultra drama. That's not a fair argument, in my opinion. One person who also accused me of drama? Spaghetti Rip. But if you think about it, he is a main factor in all of the drama. EU versus NA, Spaghetti Rip is there causing chaos. Arsenal in a knee, Spaghetti Rip is there causing chaos. You know, season 2 balance, bro got kicked off the commentary team because he was too deep in the drama. That's what I mean, like the hypocrisy. When these guys were making fun of it on Twitter, I was trolling them. I was saying things like Moonsault delete the video, clock it. I was saying things like how's he going to talk when he plays Yoshimitsu? I was saying smart things, right? But then I was like, okay, actually, let me delete this because I shouldn't be making fun of these guys, right? I shouldn't be making the situation worse. Why is it so hard to admit? Anna is broken in the game. Just because Moonsault Slayer plays Yoshi and is clearly carried by the design of Tekken 8 and his character choice. Look. Mike better be careful. I'm going to challenge him to a first to 10. Okay, I'm just trolling. I would lose a first to 10 probably against everyone. I'm kidding. I like Mike. I think if Mike heard me, he would laugh, you know. I'm not saying that I'm not carried by Tekken 8 Yoshi, but what I am saying is that I made it to Tekken Emperor with Tekken 7 Yoshi. And I think that counts for something. Bro thinks he's S tier at the game because he plays a dude with a sword. See, I never said none of that. That's just putting words in my mouth. Of course, bro, I feel like people are taking what you said so seriously, and it's not that deep. But the people who don't keep up with you, it seems like you're being personal. That's what I was saying as well, right? This person says it's extremely hypocritical for you to get on YouTube and talk trash, considering when toxic people attacked you, Lady Gravano, and many others I've seen in the community defend you. That's not true, bro. In the earliest days of me being on Twitter, Lady Gravano was one of the first people to attack. I didn't even know who that person was. I was posting leaks that was already on the internet for multiple hours already. And that person was like responding under every single one of my posts, talking reckless. And then even when the leaks subsided, that person would go on my YouTube, screenshot my thumbnails and make fun of me. That's what that person used to do. And I don't know them. So that's just not true. And the fact that people would say that is crazy. I don't know what kind of bone that person has to pick with me.